This is Slow Train, The Slim Hardy Mysteries, Book 4, written by Jack Benton, narrated by Kevin E. Green. Chapter 1. The television host leaned forward. Manicured nails and polished teeth glittered under the studio lights, which made Slim's head ache as badly as any hangover he could remember. He stared at her, concentrating on her eyes, the placid disinterest hidden inside decreasing circles of makeup. "It's not the first time you've done what no one thought could be done, is it?" Slim knew he would be sweating if the mentholated talcum powder pasted onto his face would have allowed it. As it was, only a single trickle ran down his back. Not for the first time wishing he'd broken 3 straight weeks of sobriety with a drink at the pub across the street, Slim shrugged. "I guess I asked questions that hadn't been asked before. The answers were just waiting there to be found." The host smiled a stunningly fake smile, more for the cameras than for Slim. "Well, that takes nothing away from what you've achieved." She turned to the audience, invisible beyond the glaring spotlights that angled in from left and right, leaving the space in between a haze of colour residue. "Ladies and gentlemen, I give you one more time, John Slim Hardy, Private Detective Extraordinaire." Then, with another smirk, as though it would be the biggest scoop in the world, she added in a conspiratorial tone, as though it would stay between the two of them, and not be shared by the however many were watching at home, "Are you sure you won't tell us why they call you Slim?" Including once backstage, it was the 3rd time she had asked. Slim made the same reaction as he had to the other two, an awkward smile and a glance at the floor, followed by a stumbling, "I wouldn't want to bore you. It's not a story worth telling." Then apparently credits were rolling, applause that sounded recorded came from all round, and someone covered in microphones and wires had rushed forward to usher him off the studio stage. The host gave him a brief translucent smile, her gaze already far beyond this moment, thinking of next week's guest, perhaps, and then he was surrounded finally by backstage gloom. People still buzzed around him, but he was able to make his way through the milling crowd of technicians, props people, and other backroom staff, out into the service corridors and back to a changing room, where he was finally allowed a moment to himself. He took a deep breath. If this was fame, he could do without it. He was required to sign out at the TV company's front reception desk, but that was his only required interactions with anyone as he headed on foot back to the modest hotel the TV company had booked for him. The downstairs bar beckoned him like a forgiving ex-lover, but he managed to avoid its lure.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?